You ever get sick and tired of waiting for your sativas to finish out at the end of the year, waiting for that rain to come and totally destroy all the hard work you put in by putting mold all over the flowers, dust, mildew, things like that? Well, I've got these blueberry sativas that never seem to want to finish out all the way. It just seems to be the way it goes. Every single year, I get to the end of September, October, and I'm looking at another month and a couple weeks of flowering before they're finished. Unfortunately, here in Eastern Oregon, that is a recipe for absolute disaster. You see, the flowers here need to finish by the middle of October or the weather can flip. And typically by the middle of October, the end of October, we've had a couple big gale windstorms blowing through here, which will absolutely screw up your plants. And we've had some massive rains if we haven't had snow already. That's just the way it goes in Eastern Oregon. That time of year can switch like that, go from 100-degree weather to 30 degrees overnight in an instant. So we are going to take action. The last 5 years, I've only been able to completely finish to what I would consider the peak of potency 2 times. So that is 4 or 5 times that I had to cut it short. And I know this because I was just looking at the leftover flour from the last couple years, stuff that I used to make butter or infusions or things like that. And I typically give it away to friends, or I'll make something like a salve or use it for medicinal purposes. It's great for sleep aid. if you use it for that, you know what I'm talking about. And I've got some leftover CBD. So let's go ahead and get to it. We're going to go figure out a way to create a blackout structure to force the blueberry sativas into flower this year. Let's go take a look and see what they're. All right. So, last night I dug a hole and decided, because I didn't want to build a super tall structure, I wanted to put the plant in the ground. That way I would only have to build something only as tall as 6 feet. So typically sativas will stretch up to 50% the size of the plant. So right now my plant is, I want to say, 4 foot 6 inches wide and probably 4 feet tall off the ground. I'm 6 foot. No, that's not 4 feet. That's 3 foot, maybe 4 inches tall. And it's sitting lower than the ground. That bucket is actually, the base of the plant is sitting a little lower. So we'll call the plant, we'll say the plant is 3.5 feet tall, 4 foot wide. So that plant will be maybe 5 foot at finish. I know the colas on the sativa, this particular blueberry muffin, they'll get tall. So it will get at least to the top of this rack, and that rack is 5 foot. So yeah, about 5 foot tall. So I put it in the ground last night, and then this rack is actually leftover shelving from a closet that I end up having to tear this stuff out of years and years and years and years and years ago. And it's just stuff that I held on to because I knew it would come in handy, like lattice for the vines to climb up here, or something to tie off and hold the weight of all the flowers. This is the first year I've used it, but boy, is it a good idea. And speaking of good ideas, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're watching our channel for the first time, you like channels that have jokes, talk about people over the age of 40, health issues, health solutions, ideas to keep yourself busy, or just creating and building off-the-wall things like our off-road John Deere, or the wind turbine we built from scrap material around the yard, or the roof hoist to haul up materials onto a roof, or any of the other number of projects we've done over the last 6 years. If you're interested in anything like that, or just an interesting show in general, or you like gardening, especially gardening, we are greatly interested in those things as well. And it might be advantageous for you to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. That way you get notifications when I post and update things. And don't forget to share if you think somebody would get something out of one of our videos, which there will be a link to in this video as well. All right, anyways, after you've done all that, let's get back to the show. So, well, back to the show. So this is the other girl. She used to be super unhealthy. If you've seen the other videos, you know that she had a massive nutrition deficiency, and she actually started going into flower about a month ago and then reverted, and now she's back into flower again. So this is actually my buddy Joe's plant now. I've been growing her the whole time. She is also a blueberry muffin sativa. Unfortunately, Joe and I were having a competition, and Joe couldn't get a regular plant to go. He only got his autoflowers to grow. So he had a bunch of autoflower strains he was growing, but he couldn't get an actual, just normal size, normal growth, 6-month period plant, or 4 months, or whatever it is for normal with whatever plants you have. It varies so much. He didn't have one, and he couldn't get to go. So I donated him a plant, and that plant turned male. And so did a few of my other ones. It hermaphrodited out. So then the only two I had left, which was this girl, Big Blue, and Little Blue, I decided I would donate him Little Blue. But the problem is she is actually planted in the garden. And ripping her out would absolutely destroy her. And we don't want to do that. So I told him that he has got to send me text messages with the feeding, the ratios he wants, all the directions on how he wants me to take care of her. Joe, you're not doing a very good job of it, just saying. But he did supply some nutrients. So over the last week, I have been giving her a big dose of stuff. So she got the full rice water fermented trick. She got the molasses trick. She's gotten her phosphorus, her potash, her potassium, her calcium, and she's come back from the brink of death to turn into this big, green, beautiful, wonderful bush. And the way that the leaves are stuck together, I mean, you can see it's kind of like a tree. When there's issues growing, the branches will be really bunched together. Well, check this out. So you can see that she stunted a whole bunch just by how close together all those leaves are. And you can see in there all the hairs. So she's all ready to flower. She's like, I'm ready to flower, just do it. Big time. So what we need to do now, since she's already in flower, is we need to get this girl into flower by building a blackout tent. So let's go take a look at the materials. Over yonder is my scrap material pile. Behind all the logs I haven't cut yet because they're all knotty cedar. But this is the big debris pile, which is actually just on the bottom of all this bullshit that I threw on top. There's a bunch of 2x4s. Let's knock some of this stuff out of the way. And back here, I've got a bunch of bamboo. That's right, I have got massive amounts of bamboo and some lumber over here, leftover materials from jobs like 10 years ago. That's the old dog walk. I built that for my passed away puppy Toby. And then underneath there is some material I'll be able to use to build a frame for the blackout greenhouse. That's right. All right, let's go see. I'm not sure I even want to. I don't want to dig in there. I might just have to go buy something. This is the scrap yard. Every man's dream, right? A scrap yard of materials to dig through when he needs something, right? And my wife doesn't even complain about it. It's awesome. Okay, so we've got the old chopper. That's right, the chopper we haven't finished yet. We have the roofed hoist. We have the old overdrive throttle. I took off the off-road John Deere. Bunch of extra parts. Hey, there's what's left of the wind turbine I had to strip stuff out of. That's right, the old wind turbine out of a, check it out. See, there's the internal shaft. And there is the rigid grinder head that I used with an attachment on the bottom. Anyways, that's not what we're looking for. I don't think we're going to find it in here. We needed a couple 2x4s and some metal posts to, dang it, yeah, to make this work. Okay, so I don't think we're gonna find anything in there, but let's go take a look at what's up there right now. I'm thinking that that metal shelving, that white metal shelving, that's holding the plant up, the reused metal shelving over there. I'm thinking that if we put or even just weld on a couple metal pieces to it, we could probably just throw some black plastic over the top and then force this thing into flower. And we've only got to do it for, I think, 3 weeks, and we'll be good. Then the light will catch up with it. Well, let's go take a look. Nope, sorry, somebody's trying to call me. I'm trying to get rid of them right now. Yeah, that's right. Somebody always tries to call when I'm recording. All right, let's see here. What do you guys think? What I'm thinking is if we run something through here, through the grade going this way, about 6 feet across that way, and then at the end of that 6 feet, we bring it this way 6 feet and create essentially a square over the top. Then we can just come over the top of it with black plastic and then stake it down around the edge with like tent stakes. I think that would be freaking awesome. What do you guys think? Oh, there's the plant. Well, that's what we're shooting for. Wait, what is that? You see that? You see what I'm seeing? No way. Here, let me zoom back out. I see something here. Yes, I do. What is that? No way. So we're gonna put this thing in auto flower, right? Or put it into flower mode. But look at that. Holy smokes, guys. She went into flower last night. Those are little hairs on the, yeah. Holy cow. Let's take a look here. There's got to be more than that. That's not enough for me to believe. She has gone into flower all on her own. Yep, right there. You can see them. Right there, little flower, little white hairs. That is the sign. There they are. Trying to get focus. Come on, focus. Well, she's not focusing very well, but she's already in flower. Holy smokes, guys. So the blueberry muffin went on the flower all on her own last night. That's awesome. Boom. Okay, so I was wondering if that would happen soon. I knew that we were close, but the fact that she just went into flower the same day I was prepared to actually do this, which is not the best day, but it needed to happen because I want to make sure I get a good crop of flowers this year. And the other blueberry muffin is doing amazing now. So it would be a shame that they don't go at the same pace. Although I'm positive Joe's flower will go a lot quicker. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think because this one is already in flower and has been for essentially the last couple of weeks, we just stunted it out because we thought we had more time for veg, so I stunted her out and tried to put her back in veg. But now this one's in flower, which means that this one's definitely going to go into flower because this one's light cycle based on direct light and where the tree is here and how the sun comes through here and then essentially goes up and over and down back over here. The light cycle of direct light is really only about 15 hours a day for big blue and about 13 hours a day for little blue. So that's probably what's going on. Typically, I have them further over here and I move them back and forth. You know what I mean? So like in the morning, I would have them out on this corner of the house so they get the first thing in the morning sunlight from like 5 a.m. Bug in my mouth. And then it would follow all the way around. And by afternoon, I would have them right here in the yard so that they're getting that end of the afternoon sun over here. And then they're getting like the full entire 17 to 18 hour period that we have around here. But they're doing it on their own, so that's good. Okay, well, we don't need to do that. So, you know, I guess I'm making a video about building a greenhouse for our blueberry muffin sativa plants to put them in a flower, except we don't have to do it. So let's go check out the cucumbers, right? I mean, come on, what are you guys, cops, right? What are you, cops? We're gonna check out them. All right, let's do that. Holy smokies. Look at that. Sorry guys, my battery's dying a little bit here, which means I got to I'm losing sight of things here. There we go. Let's check out the cucumber. Look how big she is now. So I planted her here 2 weeks ago. So that's 2 weeks of growth from just this tiny little nothing that was about 6 inches off the ground. And she's at least, I mean, dude, that's 3.5 feet tall. And let's see it. She's got a cucumber coming on. Sorry, my oxygen's going. Battery's about to die. I'm gonna have to go in a minute, and we will have to close out this video because I need my oxygen. There's one cucumber. I wonder if there's more. Let me see. It's got, oh, there's another one coming in right there. Cucumber. So there's at least 2 cucumbers on this cucumber plant. And then zucchini for sure, right there. And there's another one over there. There was 4, but 2 of them were in the dirt, and they just looked like they weren't going to make it. It looked like they got too much water, so I got rid of them. But everything is going good. Also, the corn. Yesterday, I thinned out all the corn, so each one of them had more than 2 stalks. I don't know exactly how that happened. I only put 2 corn in each one. But for some reason, they grew multiple stalks, which I don't even know if that's possible, but it happened. Or maybe I did put more than 2 seeds in each one. Once again, what are you guys, cops, right? Are you cops? No. A mistake. I did it. It's all right. It's going to happen. They're going to grow. And they did grow. And they're making ears of corn, which is why they're doing what they did. But I had to trim off all the lower family, or the lower leaves on the bottom, and then thin out the stalks to 2 stalks per spot. So there's 2 stalks of corn per spot instead of like 4 and 5 and 6. What that's done though already has increased the light for the pepper plants. Check this out. Check out the peppers. All right, so the pepper plants. First one is jalapeno, then ancho, and then bell pepper. Check this out. That is all. See that one tall? That is all from last night. That 4 inches of growth, that is from last night. That thing grew about 8 inches last night, and the other one grew about 3 inches just from thinning out the base of these stalks. So that was kind of an experiment to see if this would happen, from thinning out the stalks. And oh my God, there's another ear of corn. I didn't even see that one. Or maybe I did, I don't know. It's right there, you see it? Boom, right there, ear of corn. So yeah, so the pepper plants are doing good. And look at all those. Now that thing's about to put out some major anchos. That's freaking awesome anchos. I love anchos. Look, if you don't know about the ancho peppers, and you don't know about the quesabirra street tacos, oh my God, quesabirra tacos are like the most amazing taco ever. When I found the quesabirra taco, my wife introduced me to it. I had to learn how to make it. Now I make us quesabirra tacos from scratch at least 2 times a month. They're freaking amazing. I love them. But my battery's about to die on the phone. If it does die, don't forget to like and subscribe. We post updates every day. I'm trying to just do more real life stuff for me, my interests, and hopefully if you relate or you get anything out of it, well, you're just as messed up as I am. But that's good. I appreciate everybody who likes, everybody who subscribes. It means the world to me. It gives me motivation to keep going every single freaking day, and it makes me feel not so alone. And you know what? If you don't feel so alone by watching this video, good. That's the point of it. You're not supposed to feel alone when you're watching this video. You're supposed to feel part of my crowd, one of my peeps, and you are one of my peeps. I love you all very much. I hope you all have a great day. It's been a great episode of, what's this called, Great Horn Builds, or we can call it the Check Your Engine Light Club, or we can call it Gardening with Driftwood. It doesn't matter. You're part of my club, people. I love you all. Have a great day.